It's round 1 of 6 of the Extreme Festival. Welcome to Swartkops. Action from the Goldwagen Superhatch, the Kawasaki ZX-10R Masters Cup, proudly brought to you by Red Square, and you can see they're all here to do battle at the first round. We kick things off with Superhatch, proudly brought to you by Goldwagen and their associate sponsors. As always, a massive field of cars and some brand new machinery, including the Class A1 machine of Mark Totoy. He stepped out of the Honda and climbed into a Ford Fiesta ST. However, down in 8th place is a bit of a tough start for Mark Totoy. Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen in the Peugeot is top in Class A, and all the way down in 7th place, Nick Martin in Class B heads up both Calitz Jr. and Beloy. Class C is all about James Fuller and Tony Himes. Look out for Marius Roberts coming through the field.
This thing has turned out absolutely amazing for the beginning of the 2013 season, and a good qualifier.
Yeah, I'm quite happy. My first time out today, and yeah, we're going to see what happens.
Well, you qualified second. You've got Martin up the road, but he's quite a long way up the road. You've got to be real.
Yeah, no, well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and chase him down, but let's see what happens. I'm going to try my best.
Fastest of the Class Cs, but you have got a lot of players lining up behind you today.
I do. Unfortunately, the Class Cs start right at the back, so we've got a lot of traffic to get through. We are catching up a little bit of time, but it's going to be an interesting race today. Yeah, I've got James just in front of me, actually. I'm the second fastest. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
How was the track feeling this morning? The guys were saying it was running fast yesterday, but the temperatures come up quick today.
Yeah, yesterday was overcast, so I think times were a little bit better, but this morning being an early start, the track was cooler, so you do get a better start. Do get a better time on the track. I think it's going to be a little bit slower out there now, but there's a bit more rubber being laid down by our side riders, whatever they were doing out there. So we'll see how it goes. Just stay off the marbles and keep on the smooth stuff, yeah.
Good start there from Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen. We go on board with Nick Martin a little bit further back and looking to get past Linda Henning here, just ahead of him. So as they're going to turn 1, it is the Peugeot that leads out, gets the whole shot and maintains pole position. And you can see just how close things get here in Superhatch as they get into our next corner for the first time.
Plenty of oil and cement dust down as well. You can see one of the cars earlier on in qualifying and practice dropping the entire engine all the way around the track. So it's going to be a little bit greasy for the guys to feel their way around for the first couple of laps.
Now, as you see on board here from Chris Davison in the top right, Mel right on his tail. Whoa, a problem there. The Renault has gone and missing, a little bit of a misgear down through turn 3. And as they head up the back straight, it is just falling by the wayside. Problems there for Jabert.
Yeah, it looks like a big problem as well. And on a section of the track where you're really trying to lay down the power, I'm interested to see how the Fiesta goes. Obviously, many years in the Honda for Totoy. Let's see if he can actually develop that car. I don't expect to see it that strong this early on.
Peter Jabert side by side as they get onto the braking markers at the top of the hill there with the Audi and looking for a way past. You can see there from Nick Martin's point of view, it is real close stuff and having a great time in that second ASAP Peugeot. But Mark Totoy battling a little bit here in the new car, hasn't quite got to grips with it just yet.
I think give it a bit of time. It's definitely going to be on pace soon. It's also great to see these Audi A3s running in front after a long layoff.
Yeah, Pierre Lubber getting into a new vehicle, and it's great to see him developing that car as well. It's going to be super strong later on in the day. But look at Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen. He is stretching out.
Look out, Chris Davison. Here comes Mel Spur looking for a way through. Remember, it's Super Boss at the front end, the Corsa on the tail, ST right on their exhaust pipes, and now goes defensive, trying to keep that inside line. Great driving from Chris Davison, but I think your days are numbered. But the way that Mel and Mark are driving, you are going to be in with some serious problems very shortly.
Yeah, he's got to lay down the power. This is all about just finding the groove now, getting into it. We go back and pick up on the mid-pack now.
Yeah, Linda Henning having a good one, and Class C. This is Tony Himes. It's his first time out, and I've got to say, he's got to grips with things real well. Here's Henning. Oh, sideways stuff. Nearly clips the inside wall. Goldwagen challenge wall. Marius Roberts just misses him, and so does Himes.
That had
awesome
to be
stuff.
That had to be just smacking down into second gear. I've done that myself around this track. If you just back into second gear too early on, the back end just breaks out.
That was Chad 10, and shame he actually managed to miss everything, and as he got back on track, he managed to clip the wall.
Yeah, as he drove away, he clipped the wall. What a pity there, but Chad Dendeshate just keeping it all together. Here's the replay. You see, he just misses the wall, and then Marius Roberts just misses him.
That was big driving.
That was big driving. Just sitting going, where do I go?
Yeah, he took a big jump there as well. You can see the battle now. This is for second place up front as well. So it looks like the Fiesta is starting to fire itself up there. Certainly got some sweet lines, gets through now.
Yeah, maybe took a little while to get those tyres up to the correct temperature, but the two Opals are not giving any inch at all, and you can see Davison has got his hands full. Mel looking for a way through, can't find it just yet. Whoa, a massive crash in the background.
Oh, man.
That is huge. Jared Smith, that's 7.5 times, dude.
That is an absolutely massive crash here at Swat Cops, and yeah, that's definitely going to bring out the red flags, because no way they're going to be able to just get that thing up and trucking.
Luis van der Walt just having a good time there, just ahead of the C2 Citroen. But there you can see Jared getting out of the car a little bit rattled, and this is why.
Not sure, right? Coming out, I think it's turn 5. All of a sudden, found myself left. I don't know if I was pushed, and just held on for dear life.
A red flag means a complete restart. We've got 4 laps to go. Fortunately, the marshals and medics sorting Jared out. And with the restart comes a whole another bit of problems, and that is the fact that the Ford Fiesta has got a phenomenal start off the line and gets the whole shot into turn 1. And right on his tail is the Peugeot, who was leading. But check out Nick Martin. What a start. 4th overall in baby blue.
Yeah, absolutely incredible drop off the gate as well. But the problem is no Mal Spur. The car that was running in 4th place when the red flag came out is no more. Mal tells the story.
Just a bit of fuel surge, unfortunate for the day, but here's Peter Hubert. Great to see him come and join us with Shoal. Nice to see they're doing more than just one category now.
Coming through speed and sound sweep now onto the back straight. See just how hard these guys are having to work, and it's James Menon who's involved in that little battle too as they get up towards Castle Edge.
Hilton was going for the big move around the outside as we pick up on Martin going around the outside of Lubber as well, so the outside is offering some grip, but that is where the track was very, very greasy. It's going to be hard work to stay off all that now.
Nick Martin alongside Lubber looking to maybe outbrake him at the top, and does it brilliantly. So the slightly lighter Opel beating out that A3, and I think the Audi's going to have a little bit of hands full here for these next couple of laps. There's only 4 of them to go. We did half the race distance and then had to restart, and you can see that this 4-lap sprint race is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought De Toy was actually going to be able to hang on to that lead, but Van Nieuwenhuizen was very brave in the early restart there, going around the outside, as the second of the Peugeots gets a lovely move up the inside in Goldwagen turn.
Juba sneaks through there on Ishmael Beloy, and then in the background you can see the other Juba coming through as well. Look out for him. That little Renault seems to have got whatever the problem was sorted out. On the inside, flicking it left into turn 1. Wow, 3 cars nearly side by side as they went through there, and that can end up in tears, trust me.
Yeah, Kalitz was trying to make his way through there as well, but the great thing about this is the restart has kept things nice and tight. Whatever gaps were there before the red flag came out are gone, or certainly they're less.
You can see them as they come through turn 6 now, just absolutely flat out stuff. The crowd are loving it. The Extreme Festival is definitely working, but further back there's Luis van der Walt, and across the line, Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen has taken the checkered flag. Who is going to take Class C? It's going to be a very close little battle, and it's going to go right down to the wire here as they come to the braking markers. On the inside, the Renault sneaking through, side-by-side action. ASAP taking on, and checkered flag eventually comes out. Tony Himes, a great victory.
Real nice tight racing for the opening round as well. Class A is going to Van Nieuwenhuizen. B, an incredible result for Nick Martin in a 4th overall.
Now, great drive there from the Class B contender. Tony Himes eventually beating Luis van der Walt in the overalls, even though he lost in the second race. Marius Roberts got 3rd, and Clive Rice down in 16th. Great drive.
Clive, from your side, front-wheel drive, it's a bit busy out there.
No, it is busy, and when you can't get a gear, it's even busier, I can tell you.
Marius, from your side, I can see on the program you're going to be a busy man today.
Yeah, look, I'm really mucking with my head because I go into a Rosso Challenge Ferrari rear-wheel drive PlayStation mode. But I tell you, the real racing is in the Superhatch class. I mean, I was invited to come and have a bit of fun, so thanks to Philip Martin and all of them for providing me with a car. But good racing, really, really good racing. I've never been told that I was underweight before, so I had to put on some weight, and that killed us, but it was fun.
Geez, Mark, I had to look twice out there. I didn't know who was running in that new vehicle.
Yeah, I know. We got the Fiesta for this year, trying something new. You know, first time out. The qualifying didn't go so well, but second in the race, I'm very pleased.
Looked like Hilton was going to stretch away if we hadn't had that restart. You're going to have to find some more ponies.
Yeah, I know, I've got some work to do, let's be honest.
Race 2 and 8 laps of action coming our way. Lubber was on pole alongside him, and coming through very quickly is Chris Davison. And I think we might see another Opel versus Ford versus Peugeot versus Audi. It's so good to see all the manufacturers represented here and various types of hatches in the Super Hatch.
A lot of development going in the off-season as well, so we are going to see cars come out firing straight away. A lot of the cars that run out the front are new. A lot of them have been there for a very long time. I'm talking about Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen's car. That thing is dialed in to the max. I don't think he could get any more horsepower out of it if he tried.
Just love the fact they went side by side, the two teammates there, because remember that Peter Jabé is part of that team this weekend into 4. This is Castle Edge, And things are getting real there already. Hilton trying to go around the outside and Mark on the inside.
He's
Davison,
brave there.
3 by 3, they go up to the top of the hill. Lubber, you better have something special in the brakes, bud, because you're about to come under massive attack.
Hilton has got an incredible line around there. Look at that. He actually swept around the outside of 2 cars. All of a sudden finds himself in second place. And that was a risky move. You've got to know he tried that line in the warm-up lap and go straight to the front. So I was talking about how good that car is, but it's not all about the horsepower. It's about the bravery and the setup on that vehicle as well.
Yeah, and finding the line, and he found 2 special lines going into 5 and 6. And now they come down into the final corner, and Mark du Toit sneaks into second place. So du Toit not holding back this time. He realizes that that car is not the same as the Honda, and he seems to be getting to grips with it now. So I think the rest of the field might be a bit concerned.
Mal, it looks like the guys are running a little bit hot here. Lap times have got to be getting up there as well. You can see the track is squeaky clean for Heat 2.
It was just exceptionally hot, and the cars definitely took a little bit of strain. Everyone was slightly off the pace, but what is fantastic is the number of new competitors we've got into Superhatch for just this round alone, never mind the rest of the year.
You know, I'll wait for the next couple of extreme festivals coming your way shortly. I tell you something, they're going to be just more and more, and hopefully we get up to that record. I think it's about 45 cars we had on the grid, and we're looking forward to seeing that again here at Zwartkops, or one of the tracks that we go to on the Extreme Festival.
To have Peter and Charles Joubert, some of the big hitters out of the other categories, coming into this to really just polish their skills is a big bragging right. Oh, way past as well, so Mal's car has let go once again.
Yeah, fuel surge again by the looks of things. They're just battling to get up the hill, but no problems here for the other Opel. Check this out. Lubber is under attack again, and it's from Baby Blue. Nick Martin is having a phenomenal start to the season. It looks like he wants to get that number 1 plate back.
Well, Greg, he qualified so well. You know, when I spoke to him in the morning as well, he said the car was absolutely dialed in, no problems. Actually surprised to see himself running out there.
With the little
another hand up.
I don't know. From qualifying, we had a misfire. We've changed oil filters, fuel filters and fuel pumps. First heat, I was running second. It did it. We thought it was all fixed, but the misfire's back. I just don't want to keep circulating with a and getting in the way. Let the other guys enjoy their race.
It's definitely a technical term, eh? The Baran. Oh, Joubert sideways. Don't do that, bud. In that car, I've done that, and it ended up on the wall. You don't want to be doing that. But having a good run there just ahead of Ishmael Beloy. Beloy putting pressure on, and I think that's why he's having to push so hard. That Class A car is under pressure from the Honda. Bit further back here. Look at the Class C battle. Himes, Louise van der Walt, and the Fiat Palio's there as well.
Louise is looking for the overall as well, and you can see she's got those new colors on her car. We know that C46 is an absolute giant killer. That thing can really go when it has to.
They've got to try and find Van der Zee, though. The new man to Superhatch is running just ahead of them and having a superb start to his career in Superhatch. There's a move on the inside. This is for second place on the road, and Davison has got ahead. I think Mark might have a problem. That car is not going like it was.
Davison has got to have, this has got to be one of his best starts to a season ever, to get himself up there and running a solid second place, but everyone will be scratching their heads wondering how to beat out Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen. The guy is able to run half a second a lap faster consistently.
Yeah, he's into the 16.1s. That's a really, really hot lap time around here in a Superhatch. But as they come across the line and complete another lap, Davison now pulling away from Mark du Toit. Du Toit doesn't seem to have any answer to that Superboss ahead of him, and he's going to try and circulate to get as many points as possible. As Jaco Kriel goes for second here, and Kalitz and him battling out for Class B second place. Remember, Nick Martin, whoa, as Joubert gets sideways in the Peugeot. Yes, indeed, that thing is a difficult car to handle, but if it does go, it goes like a rocket ship. Louise on the inside of Vernon Fasaki. This is for about second or third place in Class C.
And she had the hop on there as well, so she was turning a tighter line than the car wanted to hold, but the thing is just dialed in and railing through there. Lots of development. I think like 4 seasons development on this vehicle as well.
As we go on board here with John O'Koenig heading into turn 3 speed and sound sweep side-by-side action. There's du Toit parked on the sideline. That's not a good sign for any of the Trans-Africa Racing team. They're a star player and the number 1 car parked at turn 3.
Yeah, you said it looked like it was fading off a couple of laps back. It definitely was, and I think he's decided to park the thing rather than cause any more damage. That's going to move everyone else up a notch. See there, that's the number 1 car from last year looking into the bonnet with despair.
That's Andrew Sorrell in the Trans-Africa Racing Honda actually joining Superhatch for this round.
And a good effort there from him as the checkered flag comes out, just being pipped to the line there by the eventual winner, and a double victory on the day there to Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen in the ASAP Peugeot. Great drive, Hilt.
Just to show his dominance as well, over 9 seconds ahead of second place Chris Davison. Nick Martin, though, 3rd overall, and an astounding win in the Class Bs.
Great job there from Nick Martin, just behind Davison. That's how well he went. Tugwell was there just with him, but wasn't able to get him to the line, and well done. That's a good one for Mom, isn't it, Nick?
Louise van der Walt comes through. She's been battling hard in the Class Cs, but this time the win in Cs goes to Jacques van der Zee.
Second place to Louise van der Walt, and right on her tail was Tony Himes. So confirmation of the A's. Hilton Van Nieuwenhuizen, Chris Davison, and Jeff Tugwell. B went to Nick Martin with Ishmael Beloy and Jaco Creel 2 and 3. And in Class C, as we saw, Tony Himes behind Louise van der Walt and the eventual winner, Jacques van der Zee.
Quite hectic, but then things sort of toned down.
Yeah, I did. It was actually first time lucky, I think. And yeah, first race and went lekker. I'm glad.
Looking forward to the rest of the season. You think it's going to be as easy as it was today?
I'll definitely hope so. It was tight, so I don't know. We'll see. Wait and see.
So next time around, you're in Class A?
Everybody's pushing, but Class A very slow today. Class B cars are doing our normal lap times. Class A are about 2 seconds off for some reason.
Why do you think is that? The heat?
Probably the heat. The engines are struggling with the heat. The engines in Class A run a lot more horsepower than us, so they heat up a lot quicker.
Class A plus for you now?
I don't know yet. We'll see about that, but I don't think so. When Mark comes back in his Civic, we're gonna have a run for my money on that.
Next time out, do you think it's going to be as easy?
I don't think so. I highly doubt it. I think Mark's going to be back, and a few other guys from last year.
The Extreme Festival is not all about racing. There's a lot to see and do, including live bands. And once you've wet your whistle at the beer garden, there's an opportunity to go and see some great stuff on show. Lots of things to buy as well, including some really cool wigs, model cars, t-shirts, and of course, if you brought your car along, you can enter it in the show and shine. Some magnificent vehicles on display. The GSI Club were in full effect, supporting all the Opals. And if you wanted to get your car washed, well, you don't get much better than that kind of car wash.
It's round 2 of the Extreme Festival. We're here at Kyalami. So it's a big change up for all of these competitors who are used to racing around the Swartkop circuit. All the categories are here. We've got massive numbers lined up today. And Greg, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, the Extreme Festival has just gone bigger and better. We've got Formula V's in for the very first time, a single-seater category coming to join us, and they look like they're absolutely flying. There's a massive amount of bikes. You've got Thunder bikes out there, Brunch Run, and of course the ZX10s. They're all going to be doing battle and looking forward to winning some championship points.
On the Extreme Supercars, we've got a ton of Ferraris, Porsches, Vipers. It is looking very international out there. First up on the show is going to be Goldwagens. We caught up with the guys who have just come in from qualifying.
As always, Superhatch action proudly brought to you by Goldwagen and their associate sponsors. Qualifying, very tight affair, and look how close it is at the top end with the Class A guys going out and doing some serious damage to Kyalami. Tugwell, a very good effort to get up in second. He'll be closing down very quickly, but look out for Class B2. Peter Lotta up into 11th place. Marius Roberts first for the Class Cs and his Opel Kadett.
So this is what it's going to be. It's going to be trying to get off the line, and on the race day conditions, very cold. So not a lot of temperature into the tyres. It's going to be a hard first couple of laps.
Certainly is. As they go down towards turn 1, you can see in the background Class C starting to sort each other out, and a good start here from Marius Roberts. We go on board with him. We're looking back from Mel's car heading into turn 1 and looking forward from Marius's on the bottom left here, and it gets real busy in there, especially with such a big field of cars. I think we're going to be in for some great racing.
Check how much work he's doing looking around. And then on top right-hand side, we go on board with Mark Dutoy. Now, the story about this race for Mark is out of the Ford Fiesta and back into Old Faithful.
Back into the Honda and back into a car that he's done very well in. At the front end, though, look at how things have changed up. Tugwell has got the whole shot and is starting to pull away. Right on his tail, that's Lover. And look at this, an awesome start there from Hilton Van Nieuwenhuizen. He's in the first of the Peugeots, and on his tail is Garland.
He's dropped back slightly, but also Pierre's done exceptionally well to get up front there. And don't forget, this is top 5 reversal from the previous event anyway.
I think we're going to see a bit of a charge now. Hilton Van Nieuwenhuizen not getting the drop off the line, but we know his qualifying pace was, I think it was 0.8 faster than anyone else. So if he can get clear air, he's going to run.
Here's a manoeuvre up the inside into the S's, and Van Nieuwenhuizen sneaks into second. Lubber goes defensive, trying to keep out Garland. Garland looks to come on the inside and sneaks up alongside the Audi. Good drive here. The Honda might be able to do him on the brakes. Has got past him even on the drive. Never mind on the brakes, but look out for Dutoy. Dutoy might have a chance on the brakes to go around the outside of the Audi.
I think he just got a little bit blocked there. He's on a very tricky bit of track. He's going to try and get the long sweep around the outside, and you can hold that line. But up the inside, there's always going to be someone challenging.
There's the Class B leader coming into view. There's Peter Lotte just ahead of Ishbaloy, who's doing exceptionally well today in that Trans-Africa Honda.
Yeah, he's going really well. Every time he gets into that car, he loves life. And a bit further back here, Marius Roberts putting the pressure onto Nick Martin. So the man who was second in the championship last year, under some pressure from our fellow journalistic man. And he's having a great time of it in his little Opel. Yeah. Although at the last event, he did have a little bit of problems with the fuel pump.
Yeah, it was actually an oil rag stuck in the fuel pump. Hopefully they sorted that thing out. But that's his best qualifier. Running up there, challenging the Class B guys. It's going to be a very good result if he can get himself up there. But as you can see at the top left-hand side of the screen, it's all getting very busy at the front of the pack. And Hilton is in recovery mode, and he's back to the front.
Yeah, it looks like Garland's going to go with him. We're on board with him as they go up here. And Louise van der Walt, bottom right. Look at how hard she's working in the mid-pack of the Class C's. Van der Zee's on her outside, outbraking him into the corner and makes it stick. Brilliant stuff as we see an outbraking maneuver and eventually getting onto the brakes into the ball. Hilton goes into first and Brett's trying to go around the outside of Jeff Tugwell.
Mel, your opinion on Louise? I mean, this year, she has come good.
No, she's an exceptionally good driver. I see she's lying second there. James Fuller is leading Class C, just 2 cars ahead of her.
It's actually Class C third place, because remember, Marius Roberts is up the road, but there's always battles, especially amongst the manufacturers.
Goldwagen Superhatch is filled with rivalries, drivers, categories, and manufacturers. And there's some manufacturers that we're talking about today. The main ones that make up the field are VW and Opel. Peter, you're fighting and you're waving the flag for VW. Why?
Oh yes, I'll tell you what, I'm having a bit of fuel surge here, but I'd rather push this car than drive an Opel.
And Chris, from your side, I love this car. This car has been around forever and ever, our man. It is an icon. Tell me why you drive it.
No, it's all about the passion for this car, and we all know where it comes from. We've been having a good day. We're doing 4 races today, so this is the 2 down, 2 to go still, but still putting lots of strain on the golfs for them and keeping it game.
Heading down into turn 1, I've just been outtaken by my other fellow journalist. Thanks very much, Marius. But fortunately, still running the red noses on the cars. That's in support of the Rhinos. So the whole Superhatch had opportunity of putting a little bit of support against Rhino poaching.
And it is getting pretty busy. And look how the field is splintered now. Kyalami has a tendency to do this, blows massive gaps throughout the grid.
Into the braking markers, and in comes a maneuver there. The Opel sneaking through, and great mover there from Sean Besterman. It looks like the third of the Peugeot is starting to fall by the wayside here, and a little bit of problems there at the front end. And of course, a man driving that one is not normally in Superhatch. It's good to see some guest drivers, Mel, not only myself and Marius.
Yes, great to have the Hubert brothers join us. Sean is actually there in the Superboss after awful starts, being stuck in neutral, and Jaco Kriel having a superb outing in that Superboss of his in Class B.
Check out Garland, though. He's done an incredible job, and that is going to be a real turnaround for his season. He's been working hard, the flag is out, and he's put one over on the Peugeot.
Well, speaking of turnarounds, well done Peter Pinoff for collecting that one, but unfortunately Garland, technical infringement is going to drop him out of contention, disqualified, and Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen is going to take the victory. Second place is going to go to Jeff Tugwell, and Mark Dutoy will be on the podium in the Class A's. It's